And we are live.
Yay! Hi.
Internet.
This
What's
this
up?
is a podcast
On the internet
on
I
the
love
internet.
podcasts.
every week.
We made that joke last week. We can't make it again.
Make
We'll
that
be in
joke
trouble.
every week. That is it's become a joke that happens every week.
Every intro, we're a podcast on the internet. So we're
Yep.
not. We're not on TV or the radio. We're on the internet.
That's okay.
It's fine.
Matt,
We
you've
can
gotten
deal.
quieter since you were
Oh,
last.
dang it.
I think it's just because you like leaned backwards.
Alrighty. How about now? Am I better now?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's sexy now.
if you can go up
I'm
just a smidgen more.
alrighty.
Just a smidgen.
I'm sexy every time. There we
Great.
go. Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. You get the pixelated thumbs up.
It's not even pixelated anymore. It's just general blurriness. It's fantastic.
It's even better.
So,
We could say that.
no, go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say we could say that that's to protect my identity. No one must know what Mattroks looks like.
It's not that blurry. It's just old webcam blurry.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I have. An old webcam.
We can tell that your lamp is broken now. That's how
Yeah.
not pixelated it is.
Ignore the broken lamp. I'm sorry.
So, welcome to the 60th episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast, recorded May 31st, 2014. We date
Not
ourselves
fun.
on this show. I'm your host Ryan. With me, as always, Joe, aka Bad Man.
Sup, sexies.
He's a bad dude. You watch out for him.
And
And
I'm Matt.
yeah, special guest Mattroks101 of the
That
YouTube
is-
channel
That is me.
Mattroks101. I'm assuming that I'm pronouncing that correct.
Yeah, it is. It is Mattroks.
Okay, great.
It's not Matrox as opposed to what many people seem to think it is.
So, we'll start this week off with what we start with every week. What have you guys been playing for the vidya? What video games have you been doing?
Who do you want to start, Matt? Want to tell us what?
You go.
All right, I always go first. It's great. Well, recently I was playing a lot of what the fuck happened to my hair? Whatever. I'm playing. What's it called? Hammer Watch. I beat that game finally. It's a great game. I enjoy it. It's fun with friends. It's like a top-down indie style Diablo game. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it. The other game I played was a story about my uncle. Did a video on that. It's a decent game. It's a decent game. It's
I literally thought your video was a story about your uncle, and I was like, oh, I guess that's okay.
a lot of people
mean,
thought that.
It's not video game related, but whatever. I'm sure he'll make it interesting.
I was also thrown off in the same way. I saw that come up and I was like, that's not a video. How do you do a first impression about a story that your uncle told you?
It's the first draft of the story he wrote. He just reads it.
Yep.
That's his
It's not
first
even
impression.
really a story about his uncle. It's actually like a made-up uncle. It takes...
Yeah, but I played that game. It's meh. And last night I was streaming more of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. The game is amazingly fun, and I love the graphics in it. The last level I played was a Deadpool level, and it was fucking hilarious and amazing. I loved it. Every second of that was so fun. What else have I been playing? I played some Gears of War. It's been fucking months since I played that game. I love it. It's been a while since I've played Gears or Halo. I also played some Halo. Or did I?
Did you play Halo Wars? I
No.
was like, the Gears cross out. I'm just kidding.
I played, I think it was Halo. Yeah, I played a little bit of Halo 4. And I played some Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare because there was an update for it, which added in some more maps and stuff.
Is that game any good?
It's good for the price, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I've
been
had-
hearing really mixed things about it, and I wasn't sure.
Well, does anyone play it anymore?
Yeah, there's still a lot of people playing it, surprisingly. Like, every
Hmm.
lobby I got into is full. Basically, if you're a fan of shooters, shit like Call of Duty, stuff like that, then you'll have fun with Plants vs Zombies. It's basically just a generic shooter with a Plants vs Zombies style to it. So it's funny and it's got its own like cool ideas where everyone has all the plants have special abilities according to how they're used in the actual Plants vs Zombies game.
Is it just like
And
a
then-
horde mode game?
No, there's a horde mode, and then there's like I think like it goes up to 8-on-8, no, 10-on-10, like versus, kind of like Call of Duty. I don't know how big the lobbies get. I think it's 10-on-10. I could be wrong.
Isn't Call of Duty 9-on-9 or something?
Yeah,
I think
I'm
that's
not
what it
sure,
is.
but
No,
yeah,
it-
lobbies
not-
get pretty big, and it's pretty much like a versus. Like one team plays as zombies, the other team plays as plants, and then you fight each other.
So wait a minute. A game called Plants vs Zombies has plants versus zombies.
It's
Whoa! Mind blown.
exactly. That's what I was thinking. I didn't expect it. I was expecting giant monsters and tutus to fight space cowboys.
To be fair, zombies are monsters.
Call of Duty.
It's right.
Zombies
But-
are monsters, and they could be giant, and they could wear
And they're
tutus.
probably wearing tutus. No, in Plants vs Zombies, they're probably wearing tutus.
But plants aren't space cowboys, and that's the part that I was the most looking forward to. I thought there'd be space cowboys in the game.
Oh, that's great.
But no,
No.
the game, I definitely like it. It was only like, it's only like $30, and that was like retail price when it first came out. So the price has probably dropped a little bit since it's come out.
I think
And
that game's
I
only
think
free to
this-
play, isn't it?
Well, it's an Xbox 360 game.
I'm
on disc,
I'm pretty
so-
sure they announced it's going free to play like a few
Oh.
weeks ago.
Wow. Well, it's definitely a great game. I enjoyed the time that I've had with it. Oh, and I tried out a PS2 game called The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. It's like a fighter. It's actually
I didn't-
fairly fun.
I didn't know that had a game. I did not.
Yeah. I bought it thinking it'd be like a platform adventure game, but it was just like a fighter kind of like brawl, I guess, but not really, because it's like in a 3D environment. But it's like a beat 'em up in 3D environment. And it's fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it. It'd be something fun if you got a couple friends over to play. But I think that's about it that I've been playing recently. How about you, Matt?
I've been playing 100% Orange Juice, and I've been getting constant Steam messages from my friends going, "What's this game? What are you playing?"
I've never heard of it.
Exactly. No one's ever heard of 100% Orange Juice. That's just me. I just play these games no one's ever heard of. Basically, it's a board game. It's kind of like Mario Party, except for it doesn't have any mini games. But yeah, I was writing up a full review on it because nobody ever seems to heard of this game, so I was gonna just do a full review of it. But it's a game that you play with friends, and it's a game you only play with friends because playing single player is the worst experience in the world with that game. The AI is just so stacked against you, and even playing with friends, the AI is still stacked. Like unless of course one of your friends like gets really lucky, the AI is probably gonna win because they just always roll all the numbers they need to roll to win. It's absurd. But it's a board game. And then I was playing Fallout 3 again. I had a giant Twitter escapade trying to get this doggone game to work on my computer, but 500 fixes later, I finally got it booting up. I finally got all my mods working, and I have been addicted to that for days on end.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember all
Yeah.
those tweets.
I didn't know you followed my Twitter.
I don't know if I follow it, but I think I saw you talking about it somewhere.
Yeah. It's hard to get it to work, and it shouldn't be, but it is.
It's
Like,
something
it should-
that I want. Like I want to get into Fallout series, but I always had trouble. Like I start up Fallout 3 and I'm like, I'm a baby. This is boring. I don't get it. And then
Exactly.
once I got out of the vault, I'm like, I'm still kind of bored.
I installed the mod that allowed me to skip that, and I installed, what is that? I think it's Fallout 3 Wastelanders Edition or something, that just added all sorts of new weapons, all sorts of new enemies, or not enemies. I don't think it added enemies, just all sorts of new drugs, all sorts of factions. It made Fallout 3 playable again. And and I added a Iron Sights mod, and that's about all I added, and that was good enough. Oh yeah, and I added a mod that disabled my HUD because I hate the HUD in that game. It looks like crap. And that was all I did. It was only 3 mods, and it shouldn't have been that hard to actually get it to work with 3 mods. But Lord knows that game is put together with like spaghetti or something because its code is all over the place. You have to mount the mods, and they have to load the mods in the right order, or else your game will crash. Like it should not be this difficult to make that work. And other than that, I guess I've been playing a lot of Blood, that old 1997 first-person shooter.
Oh, cool.
And a lot of The Punisher, that old game that no one remembers. Me and the old games.
Wasn't that for Xbox?
It was, but I don't have it on Xbox. I have it on PC.
Oh, okay. That game was... I remember that game. That's a good game.
That was the game where you could feed a guy to a wood chipper, and it was Marvel licensed. The only Marvel licensed game I can think of where you can feed somebody to a wood chipper. Like, how many Marvel games can you do that in?
Well,
to be fair, I can't think of any video games where you can do that.
Exactly.
There are points in this game that are more violent than Manhunt, and yet for some reason this game never got the attention that Manhunt got. And
it's the Punisher, though. Punisher's amazing. You gotta love the Punisher.
Like, that's the only character I can think of in the entire Marvel universe that would feed somebody to a wood chipper, and it would be the Punisher, because like the Punisher would do that, and it's nasty. It's nasty. I was playing it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, even if it's like 2004 graphics, I still felt really kind of queasy looking at it. And there was one other game I was playing. I was playing. I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry, but I was playing my Dreamcast, and I was playing 102 Dalmatians, which is a Spyro clone, basically. And I'm sure the game sucks, but I remember playing it when I was a kid, so I was having fun.
It's fun for no reason. Like, there's zero worth to this game, but you're like, I played it when I was 6, and I didn't know that games could be bad back then, so it's fantastic.
I did play it when I was 6. I played it in between sessions of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I played not Spyro. I played 102 Dalmatians, which is just like a Spyro clone. That's all it is.
I used to play Rayman 3 as a kid, and I always thought that game was like amazing, and everyone just like dished on it for no reason. I recently, like this past week, I went back and I was playing Rayman 3. Not a good game. I was getting so pissed off at it because like nothing works. I'm trying to like grapple onto shit and nothing's fucking like locking on.
I tried playing Rayman 2, and that game's also not very good either.
I know. That's another game that I played as a kid, and now I go back to it and I'm like, this game's also not that good. Now I can see why people like Rayman Origins so much over these two.
Scared me when I was a kid. Rayman 2 did, because it had like the zombie chickens and it had the Cave of Nightmares. It was like terrifying, like eyeball creatures.
Yeah, that Cave of Nightmares part of that game is amazing, not gonna lie. I use that music in my videos all the time.
That gave me nightmares when I was a kid. I was afraid to play it. I remember I stopped at that point, actually. I stopped when I was a little 6-year-old. I stopped playing at that point and went back to Tony Hawk.
Yeah, Cat Icarus was telling me about an updated version that came out of that game. I can't find it anywhere other than on eBay, and I want to pick it up because it looks cool. He said like it added like this whole like overworld hub and like multiple new levels and shit. So I want to check that out and see how that one plays.
And that's all I've been playing, more or less. Oh, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Ryan?
Never played that.
Other than Minecraft.
Play Minecraft.
Okay, to be fair, I don't play Minecraft. I develop plugins for Minecraft for someone for money, which means I have to play it to test it.
Yeah.
It's not really playing it. I didn't even have it installed. I've owned Minecraft since like alpha, and I played it in like the beta, and I was like, this is cool. I'm done with this game now. And
that's the exact same thing that happened.
And then I started my friend's like, hey, you want a job making bucket plugins? I'm like, sure. And he was like, okay, you need Minecraft. I'm like, well, okay. I was like, sure. What's bucket? And he was like, it's a thing for Minecraft. And I was like, okay, so I need Minecraft. And he's like, yes. Do you own Minecraft? I was like, yes. I just don't have it installed. Then I downloaded Minecraft, and then it took like 3 minutes to launch, and I was like, what the fuck happened to Minecraft?
Exactly. The new launcher is horrible. But
yeah.
Before we go into that, I think I forgot to say two things at the beginning of the podcast that I was supposed to say. So, first thing, our intro is done by Delton Childs Productions. They're a video production company out of San Antonio. And if you want to buy, like, if you need, like, intro videos for your YouTube stuff and you don't have the talent to do it, you can buy them from DeltonChilds.com. And if you use coupon code Dapper, you get 10% off. So that's a pretty sick discount.
Use that Dapper code.
Use it. Second thing, later on the podcast, like, we'll be talking about how we're gonna give away Witcher 2 this week. So we'll cover that at the end of the podcast. But if you're listening, you want to listen to the end, so you can learn how to get your free copy of The Witcher 2 for PC. This is the part where if you're listening to watching this on YouTube, you're no longer actually listening to the podcast. You're just like clicking ahead, like, where the fuck did they? How do I get this?
It's the part where like they hear that and they immediately just skip to the end of the video. Like, I just listened up to that. That's all I was listening for.
You go on YouTube and you look at the audience retention for the video. It's just like up to the start, the point where you say that there's a giveaway, and then like it drops down to like 10%, and then it goes back up right where the giveaway starts.
It's like 95, like near the end of the podcast, like just people clicking around randomly at the end.
You got
See, we'll trick them.
People kept clicking, thinking there was or the information there, and they were wrong.
Yeah. See, we'll trick them, and I'll do it in the middle of the podcast, and then none of them will get to. We'll know how to do it. It'll be
They'll just have
great.
to watch the whole thing trying to find it.
We'll just do it at the end. But I said last week that we would be giving away a copy of The Witcher 2 this week, so we'll be giving away a copy of The Witcher 2 this week. And then also, because now I guess we can talk about games that I've been playing. So yesterday, Mario Kart 8 came out. So
I hate you.
Oh shit,
I wish
son.
I had a Wii U.
I don't own a Wii U.
I want one.
I own nothing Nintendo except this PC controller. That's about the most Nintendo thing I own.
I bought my Wii U from Monster Hunter. There just happens to be other games on it now. But
Yeah, now.
yeah, well, Monster Hunter is good enough for. Listen, I'm willing to drop $400 to play Monster Hunter. Okay, Monster Hunter. I have the Monster Hunter bug. I gotta hunt, otherwise I'll go crazy. They shut off the Wii servers, and I was like, shit, I had to get a Wii U, so I went and bought one.
Yeah.
But I've been playing Mario Kart 8. I played a bit of that yesterday. I've cleared 6 of the 8 like 100cc tournaments. I didn't play any of the 50 ones. And then my friend's like, you know that you unlock different characters depending on the rank, right? And I was like, oh, so I can't just like beat the game on the hardest difficulties and get all the characters? He's like, no. I was like, oh well, fuck. So now I have to go back to easy.
That's kind of nice. That's pretty nice, because I hate it whenever you like have a game on normal settings and you beat it on normal and you don't get anything from it. Like, that always kind of bugged me. So it's cool you get stuff for beating it on the lesser difficulties.
Yeah, but
like,
it's
you beat
nice.
it on the hardest difficulty, you should get the stuff from the lower difficulty.
Yeah.
That's I guess that's true too. I didn't really think of that.
To be fair, the different speeds are different tracks, so it's not that bad. But on the other hand,
like, so 50cc has different tracks than 100 and 150.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's easier. Like, it's not as fun because it's just like, you know that you're gonna come in first. Whereas, like
I was gonna say with the lower CCs, the carts go a bit slower. The bots aren't as good, and in 150cc you have a chance of spinning out randomly. That in Mario Kart 64 at least. I don't know about the newer games.
I never played a single Mario Kart game in my whole life.
This one's not bad.
Is it better
It's
than the
hard.
Mario Kart on the Wii?
Yes.
Yeah, it's better than that.
Everyone's been saying that they like it more than Mario Kart Wii, and they like it more than Mario Kart 7. And I fucking love Mario Kart 7, so Mario Kart 8 must be amazing.
I like it more than all of like the recent Mario Kart games that have come out. I don't think I like it as much as Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. I think the drifting's
amazing.
the drifting's not as tight in Mario Kart 8 as it is in Transformed. And there's like a lot of vehicle customization in Mario Kart 8. Like you get different parachutes and stuff for your car, and they do different things. They change your stats, but they don't tell you how they change your stats. So I'm like,
that doesn't sound very.
They don't.
No, and they don't really tell you like how to play the game. And there's a couple new mechanics like the gliding, and I'm like, well, how the fuck do I like get rid of my parachute so that I hit the track so I'm not like gliding slowly for fucking ever? And
they used
like
to, when you were picking all your kart pieces in Mario Kart 7, there used to be like a little like kind of like stats thing to the right that's like
I know it was there. It's not there in this.
It's not there in 8.
Why would they take that out? Like
I thought I saw someone streaming it today and it had that.
Maybe it's because I'm playing on the gamepad. I didn't look at the gamepad, so that might be my issue. But I didn't immediately see it. Like it's not on the screen if you're playing with the gamepad at least. So, but it might be on the gamepad. I don't look down there when I'm playing games.
That always kind of confused me with the Wii U having like the two things like up and down. Like that would drive me nuts. I don't think I could handle that.
It works well for some games, and I don't think that you should put like important things on it that you need to actually look at. Like if I'm doing my stat selection, I don't want to hold a screen in front of my like face and like peek over it, be like, yeah, I like these stats. These are good. Like just put them on the one screen that I'm fucking looking at. But in like a game like
I saw streaming, I saw the stats and it was on the stream, so that means it was on his TV because you can't stream the game.
Maybe it's like a PC game and it's buried in the options somewhere.
No, it's only for Wii U. Oh, well, I don't know. That's weird.
There's no options.
Some PC
it might just be that it's on the
gamepad.
Information
in the options. Maybe it's like that. Maybe they went the PC game route. Let's hide all of the vital stuff you need. We're gonna hide it deep in the options. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to turn on being able to see other racers? You got to go to the options menu.
Yeah, I don't know, because I could have swore I saw a stats menu when I was watching a stream last night, but
I maybe just missed it. It might be on the gamepad. That's why.
This makes me want to play Wacky Races again. I know I miss kart racers. I'm gonna have to go boot up Wacky Races on my Dreamcast now.
But they also don't do like a good job introducing the new stuff. They don't really tell you a lot of the mechanics, and I just don't think it's. I don't think it's as like tight control wise as Sonic and All Stars Racing is.
Yeah,
and I think
Sonic and All Stars Racing is kind of known for its amazing like tight controls and driving. It's just
like I think that's just a better
well
game.
Known for its crazy party style than its actual driving mechanics.
Yeah, but Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed is like. Sorry, go ahead.
I like Mario Kart more for its party style with the items. I think the items and party style of All Stars Racing is horrible.
No, you're wrong. I think the items are way better because I think that the blue shell is still the most bullshit ever in video games. It's so dumb.
The party style of it. That's the party style of it. It's not meant to be like. I don't know.
Sonic has an equivalent.
Like, okay, you go to a party.
I think Mario.
You go to a party. That one guy. That's the blue shell. The blue shell is the one guy at the party. You see, you can't really go to a party with like Sonic All Star Racing. There's no like party people in that game, but you know, like all the party in
I think Mario Kart is like playing Smash Bros with items, and Sonic All Stars Racing is like playing Smash Bros with no items on Final Destination.
But
I think that's the difference.
I don't think that's true because, like, Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed has an equivalent to the blue shell, and it's the bee swarm. It targets the person who's in front, but what it does is it places a bunch of obstacles in front of them that they can actually dodge. Whereas the blue shell, you can't get away from it. There's no way to get around it. Like, you have a bunch of shells around you, you fucking get hit anyways. Like, you can't boost out of the thing, you get hit by a fucking shell.
Actually, you can boost out of it. I don't know if you can boost out of it still, but in the Wii version, if you hit the boost at the perfect time, you can get out of it. But there's a way to get by the blue shell now. It's the horn thing.
Oh, you can knock it out with the horn?
What's the horn thing for?
Yeah, if the blue shell comes above you and use the horn, it blows up the blue shell.
Oh.
So there's a way to get by the blue shell now.
Does it, like, explode? Seriously?
Yeah, it, like, explodes midair above you.
That's amazing. So that means that these shells have explosives in them. Like
the only
these
thing,
aren't just like shells; these are explosive shells.
yeah. The only problem with that
That's
though
that
is
they-
like you have to choose between holding on to a shell that you can hold behind you so you don't get hit by a red shell, or holding on to the horn just in case a blue shell comes. Though the horn
So
can
the horn's
the
only-
horn can protect you from like red shells too. Basically, it blows up anything that comes near you. If anything comes up near you, it'll destroy it.
Okay.
Which
I was gonna say it's not like an item that only deflects the blue shell. Then it can deflect
No.
other stuff.
It
No,
can
and you can attack other people with
yeah,
it.
you can attack people
Okay,
and it
alright,
deflects
good.
pretty much anything.
It creates like a
Alright,
shockwave
that's good.
around you. And
Yeah. It
Alright, that's cool.
yeah, and it deflects like everything, including the blue shell. That was like the main thing in the Nintendo Direct about it. They were like, "Here's this new item. This stops the blue shell," and everyone's like, "Whoa!" That was literally how it happened.
That's great.
I don't know. I've got like an hour and a half into the game, so I'm gonna try to play more of it. And I didn't get to really play with anyone else. Like I was just playing by myself to unlock characters and stuff because I had an hour. I'm gonna try to play with like Tentacle Touchy probably this weekend. I'm gonna message him and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
want to play some fucking Mario Kart?" Probably do that today, and then maybe message
Do
like,
that right now, right in the middle of the
thing that
podcast.
Captain Pure has it too. He was on the podcast earlier. He
Yeah.
was streaming last night.
I need to start adding everyone who has Wii U's that comes on the podcast. Like, I'm gonna have to add like Samicom, 8-Bit Duke comes on like in a couple weeks. He's got it. I convinced him that he should most definitely buy Monster Hunter. I was like, he's like, I tried the demo. I didn't really like it. I was like, no, you have to buy Monster Hunter. You play the 10-hour tutorial, and then you love Monster Hunter forever, and you're done. You have no life anymore.
Captain Pure is actually
Just-
going to
it
be
doesn't
buying
even
that too.
like
He's
it.
gonna
Just
get
buy
Monster
Monster Hunter, regardless. You
Um,
buy Monster Hunter regardless if you like it or not. You just buy Monster Hunter.
Well,
Like I'm gonna go buy Monster Hunter. I don't even have a Wii U. I'm just gonna go buy it.
it's on 3DS.
it's-
They're releasing a
They even have
PC
a
one
3DS.
actually in like a year or something, built on
I would buy
CryEngine.
a PC version of Monster Hunter.
the
I
biggest
like-
problem-
I like the looks of this console for it.
Monster
I'm sorry,
Hunter is
keep
basically
interrupting you.
like
Sorry.
It's okay. The biggest problem I heard that was with Mario Kart that everyone's complaining about is what most people's favorite thing is the battle tracks. There's no battle tracks.
yeah, there
You just
aren't.
you play on the normal courses and you can drive in any direction you want. But that's just stupid. You
See,
need actual like battle arenas and there's none.
I don't care
Hmm.
about battle arenas. I think that I didn't like it as a game mode. I like the kart racing more than that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't give a shit. But then for the people who like that, they're like, wow, this is dumb now.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people who love that because it's like if you play with friends, then it's just like it's something that you turn on, you have some fun, you drive around, you throw some fucking shells at each other. But it's like when you have a whole racetrack to drive around on, it's not the same as doing it on like a small circular arena or like Lego Block Town from N64 or whatever. Like there's been some good arena maps, and it just sucks that they decided to throw them all out this time and
Well,
just with using the courses.
To be fair, it's not like the Wii U's online stuff, and like they're doing Nintendo's doing DLC finally. Like they've released DLC for Pikmin and stuff. Some of it's been free, some of it's been paid. But Nintendo actually understands how like this last generation's consoles were supposed to work, and how this generation's consoles are supposed to work too. For the most part, I mean, their store could use a little work, but it's not like last gen where the maps that were there are the maps that are there and it's locked in. Like they might put new maps in.
Yeah,
They
this
might
is true.
sell them for $5 or they might do them for free. One of the things that I've kind of liked about Nintendo is when they like release a game and they fuck it up and people are like, why did you take this out? They'll be like, they'll release that as like free DLC. They've done that a couple times already on the Wii U. So
Yeah.
Huh.
It's nice that
That's cool.
Nintendo's finally understanding what the next generation of consoles is supposed to be.
yeah,
'Cause
like
it
they
was
just
like all last gen. They were like, "What's online? I don't get it. you want
What is an HDMI cable? How do I HDMI?
you want this? You want a 16-digit fucking username? Here, have it. It's automatically generated for each individual game that you play.
Yeah, it's so much better than that now. You just
Yeah,
like
it's great. Like you just get like a username now because I
you
remember
create
they
your own
changed
user
that.
account. Yeah.
Yeah, they changed it on the 3DS.
The only thing I played on the Wii was Call of Duty World at War, and I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's not-
it was Call of Duty on the Wii. What were you doing?
It's not,
My friend had it, and he gave it to me, and I had just bought a Wii, so that's what I was
it's not
doing.
as bad as it sounds because everyone else is also controlling it with a Wiimote. So everyone's aim is as horrible as yours.
I thought it was kind of cool. Like, it reminded me of like Arma, how you can move the gun around without moving the whole screen around, but just it's really hard to do.
It's a lot easier if you actually get like the gun add-on for the Wii, but it's like just give me a fucking controller. I played the one I played was Call of Duty 4 for the Wii, and it was like, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just the controls suck, and that's
it's Call of Duty 4 for the Wii.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I'd rather be
it
playing
is.
on my Xbox or on my PC or
I'm playing
other than the Wii.
on PC.
So the other game that I've been playing is Wolfenstein: The New Order for PC.
I still
Ooh,
need to play that.
I like that game.
I still need to play,
like if you still place any
play a game.
if you still kind of like place any value in the big AAA shooter, then that game is totally worth it. There's no multiplayer, which is actually kind of nice because it just meant that they made a really good single player. Because I mean, let's face it, no one was gonna play the multiplayer anyways. It's a Wolfenstein game.
Yeah.
Anyways, Wolfenstein created the best multiplayer ever, and it's never gonna be better than that. And they weren't gonna make that anyways. With Wolfenstein, Behind Enemy Lines.
I remember that.
Yeah, like that game's fantastic. It's amazing. It's like the best multiplayer for a shooter ever. But
It
they
runs
weren't
on my
gonna just
computer.
make that.
That means it's a good game.
Yeah.
I judge PC games on whether they can run on my computer or not. If it runs on my computer, it's a great game.
I don't think it can run on my computer, mostly because I have an AMD, and it seems like everything lately doesn't want to run on fucking AMDs.
No, I think he's talking about
Okay.
Behind Enemy Lines, which is an old game that
Oh,
should
okay.
definitely run. But no, the new
heard that-
Wolfenstein, it's a powerhouse. You need a real graphics card for that, and it runs like ass on AMD apparently.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Same
I have an AMD.
Same with Watch Dogs. I heard that runs shit. I heard you need a NVIDIA for that thing to even fucking work.
I heard you need an SD. Okay, NVIDIA. So there's this. We'll talk about Watch Dogs in a bit because I wanted to talk about the launch this week. But
Okay.
I've been playing Wolfenstein. That game is really funny. Well, funny, weird, not funny, haha. There's kind of like this clash between the main character and then what the actual story's trying to tell. Because the story kind of tells like this dark alternative Nazis like take over the world because they win World War II and like invent the atomic bomb and shit. And then it's like the 1960s, and because the Nazis were developing technology, they just kind of tortured everyone and managed to like push forwards and create all this crazy shit super fast, like giant mechs and crap. But
Man, we've been torturing people. We still haven't done that. Come on.
I know. How disappointing.
Where's our giant mechs, people?
I
blame
know.
Obama.
Come on, U.S. government. Make those giant mechs already.
But, so it's like this dark game. There's torture and stuff. The main character is fighting the Nazis, but then he just says, like, weird things that kind of remind me of Duke Nukem almost. And I'm like, it's a weird, like, contrasting effect
like
where they've
too
kind of created this slightly
happening?
serious. Well, like they've created this kind of serious story that handles things like well, especially for the genre. Like sex scenes and stuff aren't just like there's sex, cuz like people like sex, so we're putting it in the game. No, it kind of like makes sense. But then you also have like
I was trying to imagine sex in Wolfenstein in the first place, and nothing was coming into my.
I couldn't hear you. Your mic broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I working better now?
Yeah.
Hello?
You're
All right, I
right.
was going to say, I was trying to imagine sex in a Wolfenstein in the first place, and nothing's coming to mind.
Well, that would be because it was all pixelated and weird looking.
Wolf job.
But, there's like this part where you go and stab a Nazi who's like sleeping in a bed, and when you do, like, you walk up to him, you lift his head, and you're like, "Wake up! It's time to die!" And like he wakes up, and you stab him in the face and say, "It's time to die." And I'm just like, "What the fuck?"
This is a stealth mission. That means wake people up before you kill them.
Like, it's
You couldn't
retarded.
You
I
couldn't
mean,
let
you
him
don't wanna
die
be a
peacefully.
jerk.
He's a Nazi. You don't want him to die peacefully in his sleep. You want to make sure he knows the pain of being stabbed in the face.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. But like, the things that your character mutters to himself are fucking retarded. Like, they remind me so much of Duke Nukem. But then at like other scripted events, he says like some real deep shit, and like the story and everything around him is like really dark and kind of
So he
serious.
spits a bunch of one-liners in like a serious universe. So like they have this really serious, like established universe, and he's doing serious stuff, but he's spitting out like Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liners.
Yeah.
Is that what he's doing?
It's bizarre. I don't really like it. I'm like, there's a weird contrast here. I feel like this doesn't fit in this game.
So it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's fucking bizarre. But besides that, the rest of the game is fantastic. Well, besides the performance stuff on PC, but they've been kind of fixing that. So.
Oh, I
But-
also remembered there was one other game I've played recently. This is actually a game that's kind of gotten me ideas for a funny large review. So anyone watching, they get first hearing on this because I haven't really been telling anyone. I played Vampire Rain. Is for the Xbox. It was originally released for an Xbox 360. Has to be one of the worst games ever.
I remember that game. Oh snap!
That game is not good. My friend was like, I bought this game.
It's not.
I heard it's really bad. You should play it. I'm like, oh, why is that your first idea anytime you get a bad game? So I played it. It's not a good game. And it gave me a lot of ideas for reviews.
Oh
So
God.
I'm gonna have fun with
remember that game so much. My friend had it, and I used to go over to his house, and he's like, check out this awesome game I got. It's Vampire Rain. And we'd be like, oh yeah, let's play it. And it was like the worst game I think I've ever played.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know what? Let's not play this game anymore. let's play something else.
It's not good.
Why do you put yourself through that, Joe? Why do you do
Because
that?
it's funny.
Because it's
And
funny. Okay, then.
It's easier to make a funny review making fun of a game than a funny review on a good game.
It is true.
Yeah,
It's way easier to
that's
review
true.
bad things.
Yeah. Well,
It's because it's
definitely
easier to
review
say why
resume.
something is bad than to say why it's good.
I enjoy like doing like straight up like an actual review on a good game, but when I'm making something that's supposed to be sketchy and like just have a shit ton of jokes and be really funny, I want to do it on a bad game. Because it's easier. The only other way that it's like easy to do a funny review on a game, on a good game, is usually if the game itself is funny.
Yeah.
Because
I agree
it's
with that.
easy to make jokes because the game's already making the jokes for you.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some news, I guess, for this week. There's kind of quite a few things. So
Alrighty.
the creator of Mario Kart 8, Yabuki, this week talked about how they were not opposed to doing like a Super Smash Bros. Style roster for future Mario Kart games where they bring in non-Nintendo characters to Mario Kart, which would actually be
That's
kind of cool. So
Yeah, it's funny. Someone in the chat was like, "Oh," they were like, They were probably joking around, obviously, but they're like, "I'm pissed because Kirby's not in the game." They promised that Kirby would be in the game, and he like screenshot one of the trailers for Rosalina, and there's like Kirby just standing in the middle of Rainbow Road, and he's like, "Kirby was supposed to be in the game."
wasn't that when they were like a weird cinematic transition where they went between Mario Kart and Smash Bros. When they were like doing a Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was pretty sure they were like changing topics, but
Yeah, yeah.
it'd be cool to see like non-Mario characters enter Mario Kart because, to be honest, Nintendo has so many better characters than some of the Mario characters.
Yeah.
Like Koopa Kids, cool, but I mean,
I was so pissed and still pissed that they took like 7 character slots for the fucking Koopa Kids.
well, to be fair,
Half the-
they've
Half the roster is Koopa Kids. Well,
whatever.
at least 1/4 of the roster. And I
Koopa
don't like
Kids are
any of them.
Koopa Kids are better than some of the other stuff on there, like Metal Mario, whatever.
I like Metal Mario.
Yeah, but you
But
already
it's like-
got Mario. Just fucking skin the character, damn it. Don't make it
I
a
know,
new roster
but it's
slot.
like-
Well,
I
I
would
will
like-
have it that Metal Mario has like
But,
an
like,
alternate dimension
They
story.
could have put in like Koopa with a skin for Dry Bones. They could have put in Birdo. They could have put in Boo.
Birdo was
put in-
best Mario character, as we all know.
They could have put in Waluigi or Wario. I don't think either of those guys are in the game.
They have
There's-
Wario and Waluigi.
They
They're in
always
there?
have.
Yeah. They also like made metal versions of characters that don't have metal versions. Like they made Pink Gold Peach.
Yeah.
It's
That
just like
was weird.
Golden Peach.
Kind of
She's just gold. I'm like,
I
well,
guess
that's
because
dumb.
peaches are gold.
There's
Because peaches are like orange goldish. Get it,
Yeah.
guys.
a tint of red in
I
there.
don't even like peaches.
mean, there's a
Peaches don't taste good.
But there's a lot of characters that they could have put in instead. And instead of metal versions and 8 Koopa Kids, they could have. There's a lot of stuff that they could have put in instead.
well, like this version
Like-
doesn't have Dry Bones or Bowser Jr. or King Boo or Diddy Kong. Like they replaced them with Koopalings, and it's just like,
Yeah.
eh. I mean, I think the Koopalings are better characters than some of the stuff they have in there. Example, Pink Gold Peach and Metal Mario. Like they shouldn't be in the game at all because they're the exact same as two fucking characters that are already there. But
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm pretty sure the reason that they have them in there is just so you can have like, especially for Peach.
Two Marios
so
and two
you can-
Peaches.
It's so you can play as a girl, but a heavy girl, because there's no heavy girls in the game, and there's no heavy Mario girl characters really, because the size of your character affects your weight class, which also affects the way that your car drives. Heavier characters,
But they're the same size. They're not.
Yes, but the metal versions are in
Do
the
they just
heavy.
count as heavier?
Yeah, they count
Okay.
as heavier because they're made of metal, so they're in the heavy weight class. So like the babies are like super lightweight, so they drive faster, and I think they have a high top speed but a low acceleration. But like the heavier characters are better off road, and they have a higher acceleration, but they have a lower top speed.
Mm.
Or wait, no, it's the other way around. Heavy characters have a higher top speed, low acceleration, and then the small characters accelerate really fast but have a low top speed.
Doesn't matter. I just play
Yeah.
Luigi. Luigi is the best character. I think everyone knows that.
I always play as Toad. Love me some Toad.
That's funny.
I don't know, is Toad in the new game? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think he is.
Because I saw Toadette was in the new game, so I'm gonna assume Toad's in there too.
I
never really played, to be honest. So
fair enough. We've got one other piece of Nintendo news, and then we've got some other stuff to talk about. Some Sony stuff, some Mighty Number 9
I love
stuff.
Sony.
Oh yeah.
So Nintendo's
I
kind
love
of
Mighty
announced.
Number 9.
So this week, Nintendo kind of announced that they're looking into starting like a new affiliate program so that they can split ad revenue with YouTube channels and other people instead of just taking all of their revenue.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe.
I've already talked to Ryan about this a little bit, but it's pretty much most of us YouTubers just don't agree with it. I guess it's kind of selfish, mostly because we want all the money.
I do
But-
want all the money. That is
but-
true.
The thing is, they don't understand. Nintendo has trouble understanding that the videos that we make, even when it's Let's Plays, help promote their videos and help give them sales. And if they're trying to split the money, I already know a ton of YouTubers that aren't going to be making Nintendo videos anymore, just for the fact that by the time we put like some of us put weeks into these videos and hours of our time. And by the time that our revenue gets split in half, and then another percentage of that revenue gets put in towards the network that we're a part of, the amount of money that we get isn't going to be worth the weeks that we put into it, especially smaller channels that only make a couple thousand views. It's like I make a video and I get some money out of it, and it's nice to get that money. But if I'm making a Mario video and I'm getting a quarter of the usual money I would get, it's really not worth it for me, especially if it's a big
I got an idea
that I have to put weeks into.
We should all switch to using Windows Movie Maker, and we'll just use like the fancy text, and we won't use any footage from Mario, and we'll just have like the text come in and explain our review of Mario.
Exactly.
That is what we should all do.
No.
But most networks are pretty much telling.
Yes, you'd edit too.
Most networks are telling everyone in their network just to not make Mario stuff, even straight up reviews, because even though reviews are under like you're allowed to make reviews because of
Protected
laws.
under fair use.
Yeah, protected under fair use. YouTube is very sketchy about that shit, and it's hard for networks to protect that, and it's hard for networks to be like, yeah, this is a review and it's fair use, but a lot of the times YouTube just doesn't want to listen to that, and they'll just flag it anyways.
The problem with YouTube is that they have the right idea, but their like technology and their system is just not up to scratch. Like just cannot differentiate between what is fair use and what isn't, and there's no like real people that are behind the thing, checking. It's just like they use the automated system and that's it. So
it's not really.
It's not possible for people to do it because when there's
too much content,
thousands of videos being uploaded a day.
I agree with that. But I mean, I'm saying the technology just isn't quite up to scratch.
Yeah.
It's not good enough at the moment.
They were kind of strong-armed into putting it in there. It was like, well, you put it in, or we will sue the shit out of you. And so it's like,
I'm not saying like it's all their fault. I'm just saying that that's kind of the problem right there, and there's nothing that can be done about it. To be honest, at this point,
it was pretty much the music company and the movie industry coming in and saying, "Hey, people are uploading our movies to your website. Make sure that no one's doing that, and make sure they get copyright claims, or we're gonna sue the shit out of you." And YouTube didn't have the lawyers at the times to counter argue that, so they pretty much
they did have the lawyers. They were owned by Google.
They did.
It's just that they didn't. Is that they would lose.
They were not owned by Google at the time when people came in.
This was
2007, way back when YouTube first started. Was when the copyright people started coming in. And back then they didn't have the lawyers to argue against it. So pretty much they've agreed to it, and they've just kind of stuck with it until then. Twitch people came into Twitch saying, okay, you need to lay down some copyright laws here, and they had lawyers to argue against it. And Twitch has not had to do anything copyright related because they had the lawyers to argue against it. That's why Twitch, you're able to stream anything you want, any music you want, at any time you want without having to worry about copyright with them.
Only because they're a small company. They're not huge yet. And
they just got bought out by Google, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but if you have to look at how much like traffic they generate on the internet. It's less than 1%. YouTube is something like 14% of all internet traffic, like worldwide.
That is a lot.
Yeah, it's huge.
Still, yeah. Twitch still brings in
the biggest like video streaming service in the US, and then Twitch is the biggest live video streaming service, but that's only because it's competing with like, as far as live video streaming services goes, it's like Twitch, which makes up something like 50% of it almost, and then it's like Justin TV and Hitbox and all those guys.
Well, then there's also the sports networks and the WWE network.
Oh yeah, and WWE and stuff. WWE came in second.
Yeah.
But like as far as who they're actually competing against, there's not much.
Especially like in just in the gaming market, there isn't much. But Google's bought
Hitbox is
Twitch
pretty
out.
good.
Well, YouTube's bought Twitch out. Google hasn't been talked about much when it comes to Twitch at the moment. But we'll see what happens there. we'll see what happens with that. That'll be interesting. But pretty much moral of the story, not a lot of people are going to be making Nintendo videos. Don't expect a lot of Nintendo videos from YouTube, small YouTubers like me, or people like Kid Icarus, maybe even Youngtown, I don't know, or like any YouTubers like that size. Don't expect much Nintendo stuff from them anymore.
I never made anything Nintendo, so now I can say never expect anything Nintendo from me.
Because I did one video. I did a video on Pikmin 3 when it came out. Because I was like, this game's fucking fun. I'm going to talk about it because I don't bother monetizing that shit. Because
the E3 video I made a while ago it was basically my top 10 favorite moments of last year's E3. And one of the moments was the Mega Man thing. And I took one single clip of the announcing of Mega Man 3. It was maybe like a 5-second clip. Stuck it in there, and shortly after, Nintendo had hit me for copyrights, which means that whole video I couldn't make money off of because of that 5-second clip. And then
dang, 5 seconds and they still got you?
Yep. And then once Nintendo backed off of all the copyright stuff, I was able to get control of the video again. But then they came back, and then I declined it again, and I won that one. I won that argument. So I'm just hoping they don't come back again, and they're like, okay, now we're splitting your revenue in half for this video. I won't really mind because I've already pretty much gotten all the views for that video, and it's not really gaining any views anymore, but it's still annoying having to deal with that, all the copyright claim.
Yeah, I agree. It's a hassle.
So I lied. We've got one more piece of Nintendo news. It's pretty quick, though. Nintendo is releasing a GameCube controller adapter for the Wii U for Smash Bros. Yeah. As well as partnering with a third-party company to make more GameCube controllers.
Awesome.
I love GameCube controllers.
Is it going to be that Wii controller? I forget the name of it.
No, it's got like an adapter that plugs into the front of the Wii U, and then you run your cord into that adapter.
No, I was thinking, what was the company that made the Wave controllers that everyone loved? I forget the name of them, but everyone used them for Smash Bros. They were like something Wave or something controller. I don't know.
But they're like one of the pictures that they showed off. It has like the Smash logo on the center of the GameCube controller. It's all black. But the adapter like hooks in 4 GameCube controllers into the front of the system, so.
Oh, they're called the Wavebird wireless controllers. That was the one that everyone used. It was manufactured by Nintendo.
Yeah, I thought that was manufactured by Nintendo.
Yeah. But I wonder what this hopefully this third-party company is good at making controllers, and all these GameCube controllers that they're going to be making don't suck.
Well, I'm sure they'll be fine. But also, a lot of people still own games.
If it's from Nintendo, it's probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, like
if it's from Nintendo, I'm gonna let something really crappy be released on the market with their name on it.
I don't know. They've done it before.
I just realized I said that out loud, and I just realized how dumb that was. No, I really want to go buy a Virtual Boy now.
Dude, yeah. Don't rag on the Virtual Boy. It was only like 25 years ahead of its time.
Yeah, I actually played the Virtual Boy when I was at a convention. Not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I actually enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, except that it was like partially marketed as being mobile and is fucking heavy as shit and you gotta wear it on your head.
There's no way it could be mobile.
Your head. Didn't ABGN do that? That should just come with like duct tape with it. You know, like some sort of duct tape strapping device.
Yeah.
Strap your head.
So, let's talk about Watch Dogs, because that game came out this week, and I haven't heard many good things about that game.
I've heard mixed reactions on it. I've heard a lot of people saying they're really enjoying it and it's fun, and I've heard other people saying it's a complete letdown and it was overhyped.
I've been hearing a lot more of that second one, in that, like, everything that I've kind of... It's bizarre. The things that I'm reading in reviews versus the scores don't line up. People are like, it's just enough. Like, it just manages to pull off being an open world. It has just enough main content and just enough side content, but it doesn't really manage to bring the city alive, and it doesn't really feel like Chicago. And they're like, there's these weird Montreal accents and on, like, all these characters who are apparently living in Chicago, and Ubisoft kind
I've
of
never been
like
to
failed in creating the
Chicago.
world.
Chicago is basically the second Montreal. Chicago is just Montreal too. Okay.
Everyone's French, and
Yeah.
it's a little known secret.
It's just
Everyone there is French.
But yeah, I have been hearing that. I have been hurting that. Yeah, fucking
And
great
then, like,
English.
I'm
I
hearing a
have
lot of
not
things that...
played it.
I'm sorry, I can't really hear you. You're
Friend's
breaking
house.
up.
No, you said he
I'm
hasn't
sorry.
played it.
I played it at a friend's house, and it just to be honest, it reminded me a lot of Sleeping Dogs. I know that's kind of weird because they both have dogs in their title, but it just reminded me a lot of that, and it just kind of felt like Sleeping Dogs. And Sleeping Dogs just kind of felt like I don't want to say like mediocre in a bad way, but it just felt like an average open world game, and Watch Dogs just felt like an average open world game. Like, it didn't feel like terrible. Like, it worked. It just didn't feel like it blew anything away, like anything spectacular or new. And I think that it's a major victim of overhype with all these people who seem to be so disappointed the game was going to be so much bigger and better than it actually was. Because when it came out, when I played it, it just kind of felt average, just an average open world game. And all these people seem to expect it to be like the big GTA hitter, like the one that's going to knock GTA out the water, and it really doesn't do that.
Well, I think Ubisoft kind of brought that upon themselves, because like they showed off the game at E3 like 3 years ago, and what they showed off is like looks like nothing of what the game that they released is, basically.
Yeah.
Like the stuff they showed off at E3 3 years ago looks 10 times better than the stuff that they've released in the game, and
I was playing the PC version, by the way.
The PC version apparently is really broken. Like there's a lot of stuttering and stuff from loading in the world, and like NVIDIA released an official like fix for the game, and their suggestion was like, it's not graphics card related, you need to buy an SD. And it's like, you kidding me? You can't load the world if you don't have a RAID setup or a solid state drive? Like,
from what I've heard is that the game runs fine on NVIDIA cards.
No, because it has a ton of stutter because of trying to load in the world.
Huh.
Like, every PC system that I know runs that game like ass.
Yeah, I haven't heard
it's like the frame rate's okay, but it just stutters along because of the hard drive.
I'm going to be doing a clocking. Someone's gifting me the game, which is awesome. Clocking in on it. I have a feeling that this clocking in is literally just going to be a joke video on the fact that no PCs can run it.
The clocking in's just going to be the Uplay, logging into Uplay for just like 5 minutes.
It'll pretty much just be like Projekt's 1 minute review of SimCity, where it just shows him try to log into SimCity like 5 times and he just says fuck it, and that's the end.
Yeah.
So yeah. We'll see how it runs.
Yeah, but getting back to kind of what I was saying, what I've been reading in reviews seems to almost not be reflected in their scores, because they're like, this game's just okay, it's kind of mediocre, doesn't really live up to the hype. 8 out of 10. I'm like, what? The fuck?
Yeah.
No.
If something's mediocre, at least go 6 or 7, not 8.
You can't.
Best game I've ever played, I rated a 1 out of 5. It is literally, best game.
I'm really just waiting for Angry Joe's review on it, because me and him usually seem to hit home on the same ideas. Whenever he does a review, I seem to always have already thought, pretty much if I were to make a review, it would sound the exact same as his, except for the yelling, because we tend to be on the same things at a lot of points and then hate on the same stuff at a lot of points. So that's why I always like watching his reviews, because it's like, it's nice hearing the same thing that I'm thinking, but from someone else.
So to keep on with the Watch Dogs topic, if you guys didn't know this, so Watch Dogs, they sent out their promotional package to a company in Sydney, a news company in Sydney, and what it was they sent them a black safe that beeped with a note that was kind of cryptic.
It only beeped if you typed in the wrong code. Like if you typed in the wrong password, it started beeping.
I did not know this. This is brand new to me.
They did this week, like on launch day, and they sent a safe. It started beeping because they got sent the wrong code for the safe, and they didn't have like any sender information or anything on it. It was just like a black safe with a note that was kind of cryptic, and then a voicemail that was also left with them that said, "You have a special package." And
oh jeez,
Like-
they thought it was a bomb, didn't they?
and so they had to call in. That's exactly what happened. They had to call in the bomb squad and evacuate the whole building. And the bomb squad showed up, cut open the safe, and it's just a video game inside. Just like,
there's like
you
a video
fucking
game.
retards.
Why would you do that? What was the point?
There's like the video game in it, and then like the agreement on what to talk about and what not to talk about, and then like some posters and collector's edition stuff inside it.
That in a safe was
I don't know, but like there was a note on it that said check your voicemail, and then they checked their voicemail. I guess their voicemail had a password on it, but the password was the wrong password, so they tried to put it in and it started beeping.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it didn't explicitly say like who it was from or what it contained.
Yeah. So it's like it makes sense what they did. Like what they did made sense, and it was like,
well,
it's like come on.
The PR company is fucking retarded, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, have some common sense. You don't
just
just send people boxes and don't
That
tell them what's
beep.
in it or who
And
it's
beep.
from, and then they beep.
Yeah.
Like a bomb.
Don't send people boxes that beep in general. That's just a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like PR 101. Don't send reviewers boxes that beep.
Yeah.
They must have skipped that class.
Probably.
I don't know. That just sounds like a retarded thing to do.
Let's
I
just
can't, I don't,
have some common
that's so
sense,
dumb.
people. All right, so we've got four more games to talk about this week. So video footage of Software's Project Beast leaked this week. The project that's supposed to be for PS4. And it's being made by like the same designer as Dark Souls 1, not Dark Souls 2. They basically what happened is like these 4 video clips without sound basically showed up on 4chan, on V, and like WebM. If you haven't watched them, they look interesting. Like it looks kind of like Dark Souls but with shooting. Like you have a gun, so like you can shoot them with a ranged weapon, and then also have like a sword in the other hand. And we've lost Matt.
We've lost Matt. He says be right back. I'm assuming his mom called him. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, I can't read the chat Skype, so
yeah.
But if you haven't I like Dark Souls, and I haven't played Dark Souls 2, but I'm gonna start it this week. And so I'm excited. Like, if Project Beast ends up somewhere besides PS4, I will totally play it. So
yeah, that sounds interesting. I like guns. I like Dark Souls. I like guns. So it seems to be something I'd like.
Yeah, it still looks like Dark Souls. Like, it's got that dark appearance to it. It's totally grimdark. There's lots of undead and stuff. Geez, what else? The videos that also leaked look real, I think, is the other thing. Like, we got a lot of leaks out of 4chan and, like, NeoGAF, but they're, like, kind of blatantly fake. Whereas these ones look like real promotional videos. They have, like, the From Software logo come in and everything. And, I mean, they also match up with some of the screenshots that were leaked, like, weeks ago about Project Beast. So...
Sounds interesting. Sounds like something I could get into.
Yeah.
What else we got news-wise?
I love news. Good stuff.
Mighty Number 9 released work-in-progress gameplay footage.
Oh, really? I'm excited for that now. I'm instantly going to check that out after this is done.
My friends probably linked it to me 5 times. I should probably look at what my friends have been sending me.
It looks good. It looks like Mega Man, but with modern graphics. Like it's a 3D game, but it plays on a 2D field. It renders
So it's
well.
like
It looks good.
2.5D. Is that what they
Yeah.
call it? 2.5D?
Yeah, 2.5D. I don't know if you can call it 2.5D.
Okay, I won't.
Because 2.5D is more like, if it's always like straight line, then it's still like 2D, but with 3D graphics. 2.5D is where like you like shit comes out and you can like go around sometimes.
So like Little Big Planet.
Yeah, like that. Like Little Big Planet can be considered 2.5D.
Okay.
This is just
I don't
more of
know
a
if
two. This is more just like a 2D game with 3D graphics. With 3D rendered graphics to be more accurate.
I see. That's cool.
I mean, it looks good. It looks like Mega Man.
From like the
so-
concept art, and there was some gameplay before, like on the Kickstarter, but it was only like short, like 5-8 second clips of like a guy walking down a hallway or something, or like
Always the epitome of what gaming is. Like
Yeah.
that if that doesn't get you pumped, I don't know what does.
but it looks good from what I've seen. I can't wait to see the gameplay though and see what that looks like. I'm excited for Mighty Number 9. I think it's going to be a great game.
It looks like Mega Man.
Yeah, and Mega Man's
So-
awesome. So it's made by the same guy who made Mega Man.
They show off like a boss battle and stuff, like one of the boss
awesome.
rooms.
I
It
actually
looks
went back and tried
like
to
when I
play
say it
Mega
looks like Mega Man, I mean it looks exactly like fucking Mega Man. Like you
So
have
is
a
it gonna be
boss's
just,
health
like,
bar
art?
and you're stuck in a little room and he like does a bunch of moves and you memorize them and do your dodges and shit.
I just
Like-
remember Mega Man
So-
2 being so hard.
Someone's just said in the chat on Twitch. I try not to talk about it too much, just because it's an audio podcast. But someone said, "I wonder how Capcom's going to try to retaliate."
You
And
mean
we've talked about
derail.
this. Capcom's gonna retaliate. Oh, try to derail.
Derail. Yeah, derail.
They're gonna try to derail it by saying that Mega Man is not one of their most. What was it that we were talking about a couple weeks ago, where Mega Man didn't even make the list?
Oh, where Mega Man's not like one of their like most
Best
important
IPs?
franchises or best
Yeah.
IPs, yeah.
That's how they're
Because
gonna
they
derail.
released a list and they're like, yeah, as far as what we think is profitable, like Mega Man's not. Which to
Yep.
be
Yeah,
fair,
we don't
Mega
like
Man's
Mega Man
not.
that much, guys. Come on.
To be
Like,
fair,
I mean,
Mega Man's
jeez.
not probably one of their better IPs at this point because it doesn't really have
Yeah.
that mass market appeal, and the kind of games that they make are huge and cost a lot of money. And I don't think that you could make a huge Mega Man game that costs a lot of money and then break
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Lost Planet. The fact that Lost Planet was on that list is kind of
Yeah, because Lost Planet has hella potential, especially if you play Lost Planet 2 or 3.
yeah.
I
People
heard
don't like.
bad. Was Lost Planet 2 as bad as everyone said it was?
Lost Planet 2 is not as good as Lost Planet 1, but it goes in a totally new gameplay direction that they should have kept expanding on, because they basically made it like Monster Hunter with robots, and I was like, okay, this is fucking awesome, but you need to do this better next time. And they're like, we're giving up on it, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, you fuckers! Like, they could have made such a better game out of Lost Planet 3 had they kept doing what they were doing in Lost Planet 2, but done it better, basically. And but they also said that like Monster Hunter is one of their best franchises and like has the most earning potential, which is, to be fair,
Let's
true.
be honest. Monster Hunter is awesome.
It's
I'm
amazing.
gonna go out and buy that game. I don't own a Wii U, but I'm just gonna go buy it just so I can say I own Monster Hunter. My friends would be like, "So you own Monster Hunter?"
There's
I'll be
Monster
like, "Yeah,
Hunter
I
for
own it."
PS2 and stuff too.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of Monster Hunters. Monster
That
Hunter
was
works
the-
like Pokemon, where they only give it a new number when there's a new generation of monsters.
The other thing I think is that I don't really think Mega Man at this point is
Good laptop.
I don't think it's a game. I think it's more a developer. I think people are more excited. I think if Mega Man was released, they'd go, well, why do we care? The developer that made Mega Man's making a new game. Like, they care more about the developer's idea of a game than the game itself. I think just the thought that the developer's making a new game is more exciting than a new Mega Man coming out. Even if it was like, if one was announced, people wouldn't care because the developer's working on a new game.
I see what you're saying.
All right,
Yeah.
so we've got two more
I'm gonna nod my
games,
head.
two more pieces of news to cover this week.
All
There's
right.
lots of announcements, strangely, but not.
Yeah, especially this close to E3. It's like fucking hold on to your shit for like 2 more weeks, guys. There's a whole fucking.
Why
convention
should
for
I even
you.
go to E3 now? I'm not even gonna. Why should I even bother?
Yeah, I guess
Everything's
that was-
already been announced.
That was
E3
last
starts
week's
like
topic.
next week.
Yeah.
Not like Monday, but like the week after the week
Yeah.
coming up. But so the Order 1886, they did some PS4 gameplay stuff on Twitch, which was fucking retarded because they're like, "Hey guys, we're gonna stream the Order 1886," and then they just like played a 2-minute video that was like pre-recorded gameplay. It's like, why didn't you just upload this somewhere on the internet for us to watch it in a much better quality?
Yeah, from what I've seen, the graphics are fucking amazing. I
Yeah.
thought I was watching a cutscene when I first turned it on. I thought I was watching a cutscene.
Probably were.
It was
watching that good old pre-rendered gameplay.
It was definitely gameplay and not a cutscene.
Yeah, it was definitely gameplay. Well, at least like the 30 seconds of it that was gameplay, and then
Yeah.
there was like a minute and a half. There was like a minute and a half of scripted like talking and shit. But there was a 30-second part where like the guy's obviously rolling around and shooting people. It's also
Yeah.
where they revealed that the Order 1886 is a like third-person cover shooter that looks
Yeah.
like Gears of War, kind of.
Ugh.
It's basically like it looks like Gears of War,
My
but they don't have
wife
chainsaws,
is
and
dead.
the guys aren't
Yeah, it's the
huge and
chainsaws.
burly.
Instead of chainsaws, they just hold giant ass fucking turrets that are twice the size. And they're not big and burly, so it doesn't make much sense.
So
But,
is it like the guy from Just Cause 2 when he'd pick up the giant turret and he looked so disproportionate to it?
Yes. But it looks good. I'm excited for it. I was excited for it back when they announced it at E3, and now that I see actual gameplay, I'm excited for that too.
When they announced it at E3, I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, that's what I
It looked
thought.
like a cool looking
'Cause-
steampunk shooter. That's what I
but they
got.
didn't explain anything about it. It's just like 4 people got with guns, like get out of a black carriage, and then they start shooting at things that you can't see, and you're just like, game that involves shooting guns, but I don't even know what perspective it's from. I can't really see the guns. I don't know what the enemies are. I have no information about this game besides that it's called The Order. And to
And
be
it
fair,
looks
I
cool.
still barely have any fucking information about this game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
that's kind of pretty much all we can say about that. It looks good.
It looks like a game.
Let's hope they say.
I'm gonna give my 1-second review. It looks like a game. I like games. I play those sometimes,
that was
occasionally.
more than 1 second.
Ah, dang it! Oh man. Well, I tried. Okay.
To be fair, though, this also looks like the first game that like has that like huge graphical leap that I think people were looking for, like when the new console
wait
came
till-
out.
Just wait till it comes out and they release it, and it's got really bad graphics, and your computer can't run it, and the
Well,
AMD
it'll only
drivers
be
are all messed up.
PS4 game because it's made by Sony.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
releases it on PC just to get everyone mad.
I think it's probably gonna
Basically-
look really good because it's made by Ready at Dawn, who are the guys who did all. They did like a bunch of ports for Vita stuff. People were like, "How can you make games on the Vita look this good?" Like they ported PS3 games to Vita, and people were like,
Yeah.
"There's no way." They did all those all the God of War games for Vita. That's what they did. They did all those ports. People were like, "How did you make it look so good on a handheld?" And I'm like, "Well, we did."
For people who
Just-
really don't
Smash the
know,
keyboard.
for people who really don't know what we're talking about, like graphics wise and how much of an upgrade this is from last gen, pretty much the gameplay looks like the cutscenes from Final Fantasy 13. Like that's what the gameplay looks like. It looks that good through the whole game. Except it seems cutscenes.
Well, we've only got like a 30-second chunk of it.
It seemed like
so-
the graphics in the cutscenes were worse than the graphics in the gameplay, which was weird to me. The graphical cutscenes and like the animations were kind of weird.
Whatever.
But hopefully that's just like something that'll be fixed later on. Again, the game's probably in super short development right now. It's probably still being made, and it's probably not at its highest potential. So
Yeah, well, the other thing that was announced this week was that the order is being pushed back to 2015, even though it was supposed to be a 2014 release when they announced it last year.
And they do that a lot.
I think that's the most obvious trend this year is that every single game that was supposed to come out this year is coming out next year. Like all of the big AAAs, they're like, hey guys, we're making a game for the Xbox One. It's coming out in 2014. 2014 comes around, it's coming out in 2015, guys. Don't worry about it. And it's like, why did I buy these systems if none of the games that are supposed to come out this year are coming out this year? Because like you paid that premium to get them early, and now none of the games that were supposed to be out early are coming out early. They're all coming out next year when the systems are going to be cheaper.
I got this Xbox One. It plays Call of Duty Ghost and Titanfall. And there's no other games. And I got this PS4 and it plays, it plays Infamous.
Second Son.
That's it.
What are you talking about, man? Resogun.
It plays Octodad. Don't forget about that.
Resogun.
It plays Watch Dogs too.
Oh yeah, great.
Oh yeah, it actually PS4 is like the system that actually does play Watch Dogs, so there's that. If you wanted to play Watch Dogs, you could go buy a PS4.
Yeah. At this point, get a Wii U and wait for the price drops on the new consoles.
Wii U's got games.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter, Pikmin,
I still haven't had a reason not to play my PS3. Nothing has come out on any of the new consoles that I can't replay on my PS3.
I think at this moment the Wii U just needs to start getting rights to these newer games coming out, like the new Call of Duty.
To be fair, the Wii U's kind of underpowered for what like a lot of people were trying to do.
Yeah, but
Watch Dogs is coming out, but it got delayed until August.
And come August, it's going to be delayed until 2015.
Come August, it's just going to get canceled. If they're going to delay it, they're not going to delay Watch Dogs for Wii U at this point. Like, it either comes out in August because they've already delayed it once, or they're like, there's not even a fucking point to releasing this. We're just gonna
basically they delayed. I heard they delayed it because they're trying to implement the gamepad a lot more into the game, so it's taking longer to implement the gamepad into Watch Dogs, which would be cool playing Watch Dogs with the gamepad, because I can imagine doing some cool hacking stuff with the gamepad, having like an overview look of where you are and being able to tap different like areas to hack. It'd be really interesting. Other than having
all
to,
the
like,
tablet stuff that they showed off for the Xbox One last year with Watch Dogs.
So it's like you could do that with the Wii Pad, which would be amazing. It'd be cool, and it's much better than looking at something, having to look at something and then press the X button to activate it. You could just look at your gamepad and be like, okay, I want to hack this, and then go into this camera, and then just start fucking wrecking people like that.
Come on, like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much why they've delayed it. It's just because of the gamepad.
Well, I'm sure that's not the only reason why there's probably performance issues.
Yeah. Well, every console's having performance issues with it, except for the PS4.
It's a new generation, you know. They're still trying to work out the kinks. Remember how long it took PS3 to get games last generation? Like, they had to work out all the kinks in the programming and stuff.
Yeah, but it's because they decided to throw the cell processor at you, which was something that no one knew how to use. Yeah. This time everything's x86, and apparently the tools to make games are way, way better than they were last generation. And so, like, a lot of this porting and stuff should be way more straightforward, because a lot of these companies have been making games on PC for a long time, except for, like, the first-party companies, where they haven't been, because they've been making games on power PCs and on...
Well, Activision obviously knows what they're doing, because they fucking ported Ghost to PS4 and Xbox One pretty quickly.
Yeah, because Activision makes PC games.
Yeah, so they knew what they were doing. So it's obviously not that hard. It's obviously not that hard for a developer. I can't say I could go.
Well, also to be fair,
right now I'm porting all my favorite games to PS4 right now while we're talking.
Yeah, it's not that
That's
easy.
what I'm doing. I'm just smashing my fingers on the keyboard, and the games are just flying on PS4.
They were probably working on those on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 versions alongside the 360 and PS3 versions.
the PC versions.
Call of Duty Ghosts was impressive. Not like as a game, but just because they managed to fucking simultaneously release it on so many systems. Like, congratulations. They released that thing on 6 different systems. They had a Wii U version, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. There's
6 systems, 3 of which are new to the dev team.
It's a shame they didn't release like a good Call of Duty on all those systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Call of Duty World at War.
Last year was basically just like they were like the Madden team. They're like, we did it, guys. We released a game on 6 systems simultaneously. We've done enough work here today. Walk off. But we got one more piece of news. Speaking about Call of Duty, we can
That's
talk
good
about...
because I gotta go in maybe like 20 minutes.
Okay. So Battlefield Hardline kind of leaked this week, and so they've announced that they're going to announce that game on the 9th, which is the first day of E3.
They announced they're going to announce it.
We're announcing our announcement of the announcement.
Yeah, you know it. So Battlefield Hardline is like...
E3. At E3, I'm going to announce what I'm announcing at E3. It's great.
Everyone announced what they're going to announce at E3. Nintendo did that.
Yep.
Sony and Microsoft.
Except Nintendo's not announcing anything at E3. They're announcing it directly to you.
To me? I didn't know they cared.
Nintendo.
So Battlefield Hardline is like a cops versus robbers Battlefield game made by Visceral and not by DICE.
Yeah.
It looks like Payday 2 kind of.
Yep. It looks awesome. It looks like AAA Payday. It looks like if you were playing Payday and you were trying to rob the bank, but the people shooting at you weren't computers. They were real people. So now that shit's going to be harder.
I'm going to just wait.
Or easier, depending on who's playing.
I'm going to wait to play it, basically, before I actually make a choice on it. Because, like, Battlefield 3 was such a shit show at launch, and Battlefield 4 was such a shit show at launch, and... I mean, I know it's not made by DICE, but...
It's got the name Battlefield.
Yeah, and it's also coming out pretty quick. Like, Battlefield 4 came out a year ago, and normally
if this game's made by a different company, that company might have been working on this game for a while, even while Battlefield 4 was in production.
I know, but it seems quick for like a major release like that.
They announced their game, and then like a minute later they released their game. They just announced. Are they doing it like that?
They haven't said when it's coming out, but I feel like it's supposed to come out 2014.
It looks like, at least, you know, from what I've seen, it looks like they got a lot of it done already.
Yeah, and it looks graphically not impressive.
Well, no, that's because that video was like the internal thing that they did months ago. It's not fair to be like, this game that's obviously being released on 360, like, it's going to be released on all of the platforms, except for Wii U probably, and Wii, but... Like, it's going to be released on probably 3, like, last-gen systems as well as the Xbox One and the PS4 and PC. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
It might be good.
I feel like it's too early to really tell at this rate. I mean, all we have is, like, leaked footage. Like, that's really not enough to go off of how good of a game it's going to be.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a game.
It's an interesting concept. I like the concept.
It doesn't really look Battlefield, but I mean, it still looks okay. It still looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like the tactical stuff that they showed off, like the grappling hook guns and stuff that you shoot up on the ledges and you like climb up walls and stuff.
I want to be Batman. I want to rob a bank.
You could do that in Battlefield 2, though.
Could you? Oh yeah, you could in Battlefield 2.
Yeah,
but you couldn't in 3 and 4.
They need a Batman costume. I want to rob a bank as Batman. That's what they need to do.
I still play Battlefield 2. I still log on. Oh, wait, did they take the servers down yet? I haven't actually checked.
They went down. They go down tomorrow, I think.
Okay, because I was playing.
The GameSpy servers shut down.
I was playing Battlefield 2 the other week, and I was having a good time playing it.
Projekt Reality is going to stay up though.
Yes, I love Projekt Reality.
Because they managed to write a new server, like new server code. And then,
awesome.
What else is it? They're working on trying to get a way to get Battlefield 2 to stay up. They just haven't figured it out yet. So, like, it's not going to be done for when the servers go down tomorrow. So, those might be temporarily down. They might come back up later. Who knows?
I hope so, because I love me some Battlefield 2.
Yeah, I mean, Battlefield 2 is a great game. I think it's the best Battlefield of like 3 and 4 and 2, I guess.
Certain elements haven't aged well, but overall, it can still be kind of fun.
I think mechanically it's still the best one. I like the Conquest, I think, is implemented better than it is in 3 and 4.
The only Battlefield I've really played is, I think, 1942, the cartoonish arcade one for Xbox.
That's 1943, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, 1940. I played 1943 a ton. I played Battlefield Bad Company 2 a ton as well, and Bad Company 1. I played Bad Company 1 until Bad Company 2 came out, and then I played Bad Company 2 until Battlefield 3 came out, and then I went and played Battlefield 2 again because I didn't have the money for Battlefield 3.
I played 2048 a little bit too, and that one's cool.
2048 was awesome.
Yeah.
That one's going down too. That one doesn't really have a community, so it's not gonna...
Yeah, that's upsetting.
No one's gonna figure out how to save that game.
That poor game. And we lost Matt again.
Oh. Well, we are about to actually wrap up, so hopefully he comes back pretty quick-ish.
Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
He's
Great.
back.
I'm back.
So, I guess that's it for news. Does anyone have anything that they want to talk about? Actually,
Do you have any questions?
I didn't ask for emails. I have a question for Matt. What are you looking forward to at E3? What do you like? Do you even care, or?
I'm looking forward to those games. You know, those things that you like play on like systems. Like those are going to be announced, and those are really cool.
I like those too. That's probably my favorite part.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of E3 is when they talk about the games. I like that part. I mean, the other stuff's cool too, I guess.
I like the part where they bring out the Shaq, Michael Jordan, and then they have him talking to and then they have a virtual version of him, and he's talking to himself, and it looks great. I love it. Or I like when people play imaginary musical instruments. Those are my favorite parts of E3.
But to be honest, I haven't really paid much attention to E3 since 2010. Usually I wait till after E3 and then I look at whatever might be interesting. But generally speaking, I wait till stuff comes out before I pay much attention to it. Because, I mean, like, I can look at a trailer and it's a trailer for a game, but it's not the game yet. It's still just a trailer, so I can't really get anything from it until I actually play the game. So,
yeah.
That's how I feel. And even then, I don't really pay much attention. I just listen to my friends, which is arguably something I shouldn't do because my friends have really bad taste in video games. So
I think all of our friends have bad taste in video games. I think that's just how that works.
Yeah.
Hey Matt, Fading Hearts will be a great game. Why don't you play Fading Hearts? It was not a great game.
All right,
That's good to know.
Let's wrap this thing up. It took us a while to get started today, so
Yep.
we've ran quite long. So I guess got to do that Witcher 2 thing. So here's how it's going to work out. This is how we're going to give away The Witcher 2. If you are watching this on YouTube, leave a comment on YouTube saying, hey, I want a copy of The Witcher 2, or just anything, really. You don't even have to say you want it. Just be like,
Just
hey,
comment
games.
on the... Just comment
be
on
like,
the video.
I would like it, but I mean, I guess it's okay if you don't want to give it to me. It's all right, I guess.
That's exactly what you'll need to type in. If it's not that, then I'm not going to accept it. But
You're going to have 10 comments that say that now.
so here's the deal. It's for PC. I'm going to give it to you on Steam. So if you leave a comment, and I'll pick one at the end of the week, and I'll message you on YouTube. If you don't have a Steam account, you don't have a PC, you're kind of wasting my time. But that's all right. We'll pick someone else after that.
They could gift it to someone.
But if they don't have a PC, how are they going to gift it to someone, huh?
Yeah.
They get Ryan to gift it to one of their friends. There you go. Bam. Done.
No, I'm not doing that.
What about other great people on Podomatic? How are they going to win?
Or if you're on Podomatic or iTunes, leave a comment. Or the other thing you can do is in the description on the audio file, there's a link to the video version. So you can just go and leave a comment there. You could comment at both places. I probably won't notice. I might not notice. That's how devious we are.
The more
So-
places you comment, and the more places you watch, the more chances you have to win.
I know, right?
If
I'm
you're
gonna
not
leave a
watching the
comment on
videos, you
everything.
didn't see me wink or nod my head. But
You
I
go
just
back,
did
you
that.
comment on the last 20, maybe 30 episodes of the podcast. Maybe I'll check there too.
You never know.
I'm
Who knows?
gonna write up I'm gonna write up that thing I said. I'm just gonna post it on everything.
Oh, and,
Do it.
and I'm gonna apologize now because you're our guest. You're not eligible.
I know.
What about me?
No, you're definitely not eligible. Why do we Steam share? I own Witcher 2. You can just play it.
Yeah. But I don't own it. I'm just sharing it with you.
Whatever.
My computer can't even run it.
Oh, and it's for Linux and Mac now. So that's that too. You can play that
so I
on.
can run it on my-
Linux and Mac people,
You can play
you
that
you
game.
diseased people, who I
Dude,
love.
do not rag on Linux. Linux
Yeah, I
is
know, I
my
love
dev
Linux.
environment. It's the best.
Don't
Linux
brag
is-
on
Okay,
Linux.
for you Mac people,
Poor,
you
poor
can
Mac
also
people.
play-
Smack the Mac.
I'm gonna smack everyone. For you also Windows people, you can win too.
You
Don't
can win
Windows
too.
the Windows. Don't smack the Mac. Don't Linux the Linux. Come
Everyone
on,
can
man.
win. Unless you use something that isn't Linux, Mac, or Windows. And if you're not using one of those three, I have no fucking clue what you're using.
They're using the Android operating system.
Yeah, because that exists.
Does it? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I literally have no idea.
Kind of
Using this
does.
fucking. I got DOS. Does it run on DOS?
No, it doesn't run on DOS. All right, so just to wrap this up, Matt, plug some shit. This is the part where you get to plug your stuff now. We've spent the last hour and a half plugging our stuff. It's time to plug you.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I don't know what to plug. I make videos, I guess. I make reviews of PC games because a capture card is a piece of crap and it doesn't want to work. And that's what I do. I talk about PC
What's the
games.
name of your channel so people can
It's-
find it?
It's Mattroks101. It's a real original name, I know.
It's the name Matt
Wait,
with 2 T's and then the word rocks.
without
Sans
the-
C. Sans the
I-
C and then 101.
And then it's 101. 101. I was 12. I rocked when I was 12. I rocked 101 times.
There were no
and it
Dalmatians.
just stuck forever.
It just stuck forever. Yeah.
And go check out his videos. He makes some cool stuff.
Do it.
He has
I
video
saw-
on the story about Transistor. I saw. Go check that out. I think you do.
No, I don't. No, that wasn't
Oh.
me.
Maybe that was a video you liked. I don't know.
It was a video I liked. I think that was probably Super
Videos.
Bunny Hop's video.
You have videos that are good. Go look at his.
I
video.
talked about Takedown Red Saber, and I talked about Go Go Nippon, my first trip to Japan. And
I watched
talked
that
about
Go Go
getting-
Nippon video and I was like, oh my god, what is this game? I don't understand you.
It's got Japan in it. I'll give that game that. It does have Japan. It doesn't have anything else worthwhile.
From what
But
I
it
heard,
has-
if you want to go visit Japan, I heard Go Go Nippon is actually a pretty good fucking game to play to learn about it.
If you want to learn about Japan, go to Wikipedia. It's free and it's more entertaining. There, that is my review on this podcast.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So let's just wrap this up. Let's do our outro. So thank you all for watching and or listening to the 60th episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast. I've been your host, Ryan. Stop making that face, Joe. I've been your host, Ryan.
Don't watch the video podcast.
I've been your host, Ryan. With me, as always, has been Joe, aka Bad Man.
Sup, dog.
He's a bad dude. You watch out for him. He'll sell you
This is-
drugs.
This is another joke that happens every time we outro.
Yep.
I'm a bad man. This time I'm selling you drugs, I guess.
Yeah, because that's
I
what
love
bad
that
people
stuff,
do.
man.
They sell drugs. And this week's special guest has been Mattroks101 of YouTube's
That's me.
Mattroks101.
I'm sorry, my name is dumb. Okay?
His name, no, it's fair. Don't worry. You're Matt Rocks 101 of the YouTube channel Matt Rocks 101. It's way better than Joe Badman Little of the YouTube channel Guitar Hero 1179 3. See, you're smart. Your name is the same as your channel name.
I'm not named.
The channel name came before everything else, and then I just used it for everything else I made.
See, I was dumb. I made a channel, and then I was like, man, this is what I should name my channel. And I was like, ah, man, that channel name's already gone. I guess I'm using this dumb URL. But let's wrap this up. We're done. Thank you all for watching or listening. Remember to comment for Witcher 2. Free copy. Great game. And, goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for having me on.